Ms. Andrews?
I am not a member of the community, but I have a quick update. I spoke to Dan, and he is available on Monday. He'll put together an analysis and be present on Monday for answering questions.
Thank you. On those appropriations.
On the appropriations, vote, and there was one other one too. There's two appropriations, and the 412, House Bill 412 5-year forecast.
Okay.
Because that's the third item.
Okay.
So, and obviously there's still some questions about that, but he will be here to answer those other two for 1 and 2.
Okay.
Monday at 6. Monday at 6. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Another member of the committee.
Yeah, I'd like to say that question had been addressed this morning in our communication on the mics.
Okay.
And using the little mics. Mr. Wilson and I did discuss this morning about upgrading the system, so we're on top of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, any other questions? Ms. Gowdy?
Yeah, I really want to know why didn't Ms. Kovac know about the receipts and stuff, you know? I mean, anybody, she's in the
Dr.
position.
Kovac.
Juanita. Yeah, I mean, why don't she know about the receipt? You know, that's what we do. When we doing business, we get receipts. And we all grown, so we're going to be responsible if we don't have receipts if something go wrong, you know. And some kids might be allergic to anything. So you got to be careful how you give people's, and then you need permission from parents.
Yeah, I was going to let Dr. Kovac answer her own question. Dr. Kovac, there's some questions they'd like to know, please.
Yes,
You didn't hear the question?
I would like a very specific.
Why don't ask the questions for
We
you?
have one thing that's talked about the price on Amazon.
Okay, let me ask the
Okay,
question
so
for you.
the price on Amazon may be different than the price from the original source.
Your next question.
But it's.
Who gave you permission to go into schools?
The schools have a variety of programs, and we have clarified on a number of occasions that if they have a music program, it is, I go into the schools for that. The other thing that was discussed in a board meeting, I don't remember how long ago, but maybe a long time ago. Mrs. Corley is aware, and we have discussed the fact that I take in the dioramas from the Science Resource Center. She put that on the back of the T-shirts.
The what?
Or maybe not on that. Maybe it was on the book that she had, that Ms. Fisher had, that talked about the programs the school has, and one of them is that we get these dioramas from the Science Resource Center. So this is, people are aware, and it has been approved that I go into the
So
school.
you just go in and out now when you get ready? Because of that?
When I have new dioramas, I take one diorama out, I bring in a new diorama
When
from
you,
the Science Resource Center.
let's move it a little further. When you went into Shaw the other day, were you taking dioramas in?
I was invited to Shaw
By?
for the Chinese program that the schools, as you'll recall, last year you criticized me because I sent an email reply all to Mrs. Corley about the program that sent last year, that sent Avery-Prease to China, which you may or may not be aware that I paid for.
I know all about that. I've heard about it 1,000 times. I asked the question. The reason why I asked the question is because we received a letter from the principal that you were in Shaw unannounced and uninvited. And that's not what you're supposed to do.
I was told that if I was invited, I could be there. There was
Invited by whom?
Miss Eiler.
Miss Eiler's not the principal. That's not how you go into school, hand the security guard a card and say, I'm on the school board member and you keep moving. See, I just know those moves that you make. Sometimes I just don't say anything about it because it's working, because you still do. The next point was, Miss Gowdy asked a question. And what was your question?
I was saying you gave her permission and then she need receipts. Anytime when you get receipts, purchase anything on anywhere, either going to the store, you get a receipt. So you doing something online and you know you're gonna need a receipt online, you know, because you gotta know to take this thing back if they, you know. I mean, you got to have more information just this, you know, and we just can't bat our eyes and turn our head because she's been messing up.
And Mr. Struther said something very, very important. You don't go and give things to children without it going through the right channel.
Protocol.
Suppose you bring them some peanut butter cookies and they're allergic to peanut butter. Something you just don't do. We have 3,000 children we look out for. You can't take them for rabbits and some dolls and some this and some that unless they have been approved to come into the system. See, I know what this is all about. I know exactly what it's all about. But it's wrong. You can't do it like that, Dr. Hoviak. Ms. Corley, may I ask a question? Did you give Dr. Hoviak the right to go in and out of the schools when she gets ready with those diameters or whatever it is she called them? Permission to go in and out of the schools to change diameters or whatever?
I did have knowledge of the dioramas.
Okay, and she has the right to go in and out of schools and do this?
I have been at schools when she's delivered the dioramas. When I have been there, Dr. Bohovian comes into the office, picks up the old diorama and leaves a new one and leaves the school.
But not going into, just going around?
I've not witnessed her doing that. And I have been in schools when she's done that, when she's delivered the dioramas. So it's really coming in, dropping them off, and walking back. That's what I've witnessed.
Dr. Ham, Dr.
But did you know that it was coming off the funding and all that stuff? Did y'all approve the minutes and all that stuff?
Ms. Gowdy, you have to ask.
I answered the president's question relative to one specific item, and that was the dioramas. That's my answer for that specific question. It does not encompass the plethora of activities that may go on that I do not have knowledge of.
All right.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes, Madam President. I would like to say I have been with Dr. Bohoviak when she had picked out the dioramas before with two of my youngest children. And I can say she's very careful with picking out when she does it for the kids. On that note. On another note, I recently at the end of the school year attended a function with the parent liaisons, and Ms. Bohoviak was awarded Volunteer of the Year for Chambers. And to me, that says that Ms. Cash, the principal there, must have some knowledge of her being there. But my concern would be with the volunteer part of it, because I am a parent. I was a parent liaison before. I myself, as a parent before I became a board member, had to pay to get a background check done to be a volunteer in the schools. So my only concern, because I do believe she cares about kids, my concern is the way that she's going about doing it. Did she get a background check like any other parent would have to do to get into the schools? I do believe she deserves the volunteer award thing, but the way you're going about doing it, that is a concern for me, because it's not fair to the parents or any of us, because there is a procedure that must be done when it comes to that.
And you're making the assumption that I didn't. I discussed the background check that I had with Ms. Rosalind Smith. I went to the training that was held at Mayfair. Before that, before I signed up, I signed up at one of the schools, and Mrs. Corley was there, and I asked her if that was okay, and she said that it was. So as far as I can see, I had, I went through all the appropriate channels.
When you went to Shaw and gave money to Miss Isla for the China trip, you did not do it correctly. When you go, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The program that Dr. Hoviak is referencing now,
Put your mic up, please.
The program that Dr. Hoviak is referencing now falls under the auspices of the ambassadors, East Cleveland City School District ambassadors. That is a group of concerned citizens that came together shortly after I made a presentation at the Democratic Party meeting held in East Cleveland. So a group of concerned citizens came together, pretty much led by Councilman Nathaniel Martin, and Dr. Hoviak has attended some of those meetings as well as Ms. Fisher. Ms. Gowdy has attended those meetings as well. And one of the initiatives that came out of that meeting was to assist the school district with improving our children's reading skills and abilities were applicable. And so, as a member of that committee, Dr. Hoviak went into the schools and did the volunteering and assisting the children with reading.
So, in other words, you're saying that as a board member, she's a part of another group that allows her to go into schools when she gets ready.
The volunteers, it is another committee, another group. There is to be a schedule, that is adhered to. The volunteers basically report to our parent coordinator for the school district. And there was training that was done, and there is to be a schedule so that the principal knows when is aware of when those volunteers will be in the buildings.
And Mrs. Cashy, who took a picture of me working with
So that is the time, the only time that Dr. Hoviak is allowed in is through the volunteer program. Is there some other program?
That's the
So
program
we'll
that
know.
I have knowledge of Dr. Hoviak as a member of the ambassadors for the city of East Cleveland, member of that group, and I have knowledge of the dioramas being dropped off and picked back up from the
And you have
museum.
knowledge that I attend promotion ceremonies.
Oh, we all do.
All of the board members.
We do that. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Beg your pardon?
And that I attend music programs, if I'm aware of them.
And we understand that part. We understand that part, Dr. Hoviak, but we have said it for years and years and years. You can't go in and out of these schools like you do. We've stopped you before. We've asked you not to do it before. We have censored you before. And then we get a letter from a principal that says, she's over here, we don't know what she's over here for. They don't know if you're over there watching the teachers, watching the principals like you used to do. It makes the people, the staff, upset about it. You know, Miss Fisher has children in school. You don't have any children in school. So for you just to go in and out when you get ready just does not make sense. And I don't know what we do to stop you from doing that. I think nothing at the rate we're going.
I think I've explained the
Ms.
situation
Fisher?
that I go into the school.
You weren't in the school that day when you went over in Shaw. I know that for a fact. I have a piece of paper as to what you did when you went over there, okay? You handed them your school board card and walked up the steps. You didn't sign in, you didn't see the principal, you were not invited. A teacher can't invite you into school because you know what they would say if I asked them? She invited me because they would be afraid to say that she didn't invite you. Because you're a board member. You understand your standing in the schools. A teacher would definitely say, yes, she invited me, because they wouldn't dare say, no, I didn't invite her, if you said so.
Ms. Fisher was in the classroom that had my name on the board.
What does that have to do with it?
As a part of the list of invitees.
Not that day.
Mrs. Corley.
Not that day.
It included.
I know what day it was, and you do too. Ms. Fisher, you had your hand up.
Yes, I just wanted to, Madam President, I just wanted to let it be known on the record, because I do have children in a few of the schools. The normal procedure that I do is I make sure I get in touch with the principal out of all due respect. And if she's not there, such as Shaw, we have Ms. King and other people who are there. I even have to check in some of the times just to be safe. But I do spend quite a bit of time up there because they're my children. As far as chambers go, everyone, I think everyone, even when I see Dr. Cahokia, I have seen us all going to the office. They're very good with that. I just wanted to let you know, I do understand that it is respectful to go to whoever the head person is in the school. And even on some occasions, just let Ms. Corley know, because she will, I'm sure, get the phone call that we're in the building sometimes. Because it does intimidate teachers. I know a lot of teachers, and it intimidates them when they do see us.
And it's not fair. It's not fair.
But on the other note, when I asked about the information about the volunteer, I did forget about the ambassador program that I do know Dr. Blahoviak is aware of and a part of. The ambassador program, I want to remind everyone here at the table, is the one where we receive the red t-shirts at the picnic from the Democratic Club. That's that program. And she is active, but I did want to say if we're going to volunteer in any other areas, then I think we need to go through the fair procedure and not just use that one program that's not going on that day as a reason to go in there. Because it's not fair to the parents. I mean, to go through the procedure as a parent, it's a difficult one, but it must be done for the safety of our children, because they're not all ours. And some parents have different ways of raising their kids.
And we have to think about our children, not just what you think and what you think it should be, but it should be the way the rules go. You know, we can't take stuff to the children unless it's been okay. That's my feeling. We have children that can't accept some of this. Children that can't play with those baby dolls you bring up there. You know, children that the parents wouldn't want them to play with them. We just have to be careful. And Mr. Struthers brought out a great point. You know, things have to be okay before you bring it to children. You may bring a book up there that you think is fine, but they may not. The parents may not think it. Miss Corley may not think it. The principal may not think it. So just because you want to do things, I think that's fine. But you have to do them in an orderly manner.
You don't know if they're brand new dolls. Dolls somebody's attic.
I'm sorry.
You don't know whether the dolls are brand new. They could be dolls from somebody's attic, you know,
Right.
or mold or whatever. You don't know that. So that's dangerous to make those type of gifts there.
Right.
And I have a problem, you know, she's displayed such negativity towards the board and Ms. Corley and me. I'm nervous with her going into the school mixing with anybody, you know, because she brings that negativity from here, she takes it from here to there, and she doesn't.
And up and down Noble Road.
And up and down Noble Road, never else. She's a dangerous, right? She's almost a dangerous person. She is, you know. She doesn't like anybody.
I understand, and I just
And
wish,
she doesn't speak well
I
of
wish you would
us.
stop.
So I'm afraid of a person like that.
Yeah. I don't like coming to board meeting and always having to tell somebody they're doing something wrong. That's what my job, that is not what my job is. Because we're supposed to all know what we're to do, and we're all supposed to act in that manner.
That's right. And respect each other.
And we don't have any children, so we shouldn't have to say it over and over again. Ms. Bishop?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound rude in any way, Madam President, but I do know we have an executive session to go
Yes,
into.
thank
Can we
you.
please move on because of the time?
I know, you see what I was talking about yesterday when we were talking about having one meeting and do 2,000 things? We have to do.
But I think we should finish what we're talking about and then go. You don't just cut things off because we want to go home.
She said she didn't mean to be
Right,
rude.
for the board to
We
say,
get
I
carried
have to go
away.
home and be home at 10 o'clock. If I stay in trouble, I will. That's
Thank
how I
you,
feel
Ms.
about it.
Priest.
Yes,
I
thank
don't turn it, I have two cats at home.
Thank you.
And I need to get home to my cats and my husband.
Any more comments? Any more comments from the expressions from the community? Thank you, community, for coming. Thank you for being here and giving us some ideas. We get them from you a lot of times. Definitely one where Mr. Struthers said, you can't just bring anything to children. Mr. Bush, when he says you can't just walk in and out, Mr. Howard, he's just asked, get some receipts. Thank you. Okay, I need a motion for an executive session.
Right.
Madam President, I move that we enter into executive session to consider the. You got something for us, Donna, before I move on?
Yeah.
I mean, Ms.
It was on
Atkins,
the
I'm sorry.
notice.
I didn't bring my notice with me today.
What's that?
Also pick the whole pattern.
JUAN.
Because we're going into, because we're going to executive session.
G-O,
Thank you.
G-O.
Get some food.
G-O-W-D-Y.
Donnie, this is on Donnie.
Ms. Galley, I wasn't saying go now.
Oh, Lee?
No, they gotta go, that's called, they're going to executive.
Oh, okay, they're gonna go to the
We're going to
executive.
executive session, I'm just saying, get yourself.
Oh, okay, thank you.
She's telling you.
Okay, Madam
she told me-
President.
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna go
I move
next
that we
door.
enter into executive session to consider the employment, appointment, compensation of public employees.
We're moving something that we move into executive session for that, so stated, I was fishing. Would you,
I second it.
oh, you said, I'm sorry, and seconded by Ms. Westbrook, Ms. Priest. Would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Fisher,
Yes.
Ms. Avery-Prease,
Yes.
Dr. Keenan,
Yes,
Ms. Westbrooks, and Dr. Mahovia.
motion passes. We're now in executive session.